Your best friend is the bed. You sleep day in and day out. It's just a few people who happen to have the energy still at 77. Mr. President, my brother, my sister, a couple of days ago, you saw him at a mosque built by the Turkish government for the good people of this country. He went to cut the rope, whatever it was. You saw how many times he missed the rope, even though he held it, making himself a laughing stock. My brother, my sister, he's being laughed at all over the world. What kind of leaders are we having in this country? Leaders who are leading us to the grave. They are so old they can hardly think. All their thinking is shrouded in nothing but tomfoolery. And when we speak, they get offended, forgetting that they will soon expire. And the youth would be those who would have to stand and take responsibility for all the decisions that they took, my brother, my sister, at the bane of this country. My brother, my sister, you refuse to understand and to even accept that you have a president who is too old to think properly for this country. You make our country become a laughing stock on the international stock market. Anybody who goes to the international stock market looks at Ghana as nothing but a comic relief. Because you have a president who only talks about things that do not exist. One judgment debt to the other. And remember, Mr. President is not paying the judgment debt using his own money, but the taxpayers' money. All they are thinking about is plundering, wanton plundering of the tax coffers. Then after that, they go around flying all over the place, taking their showers in the sky, telling us that they are going to get some money on loan to come and settle issues. What pains me, my brother, my sister, is one thing, and I need you all to come along. The money they go to borrow, they use that to pay for their foolishness. The money they go out to borrow, they use that money to pay for decisions that they did not think properly. Health minister says he was, in fact, frustrated at the time that he took the decision, my brother, my sister, to contract criminals from the UAE, my brother, my sister, to go out there and get Sputnik V for the country. I am happy that at least he has been honest. How many of these arrogant ministers do we have who know that they are wrong, but by virtue of the fact that they are playing politics with innocent taxpayers' money, they stand so arrogantly on something that even they themselves know is wrong? How many times haven't we had ministers of state tell us straight in our faces that they are not going to resign, that we should do whatever we want, they will not resign? Arrogance all over the place. When they want the power, they are as meek as the lamb. They speak nothing but the Bible and the Quran. The moment they get into power, they become demons. My brother, my sister, you all remember in the Ministry of Education what happened. They gave a contract to a thief, my brother, my sister, to supply mathematical sets to students. At the end of the day, those mathematical sets were never provided. Students went to write their examinations without the mathematical sets, only for them to come back and say they have paid a huge amount of money to Kingdom Books to produce past questions. Are we thinking in this nation? Why are we so stupid? Why is it that we continue to bring foolish people into government? And I cannot find any synonym for the word foolish. I can't. We cannot be economical with the truth, my brother, my sister. It's one judgment debt after the other, one bad decision after the other, and the one who suffers is not the old sky bathing Nana Ado. It is me, it is you, it's your family. After all, they are giving money to their spouses from the tax. Do you get money for your spouse? Do you get money for your son? Do you get money for your brother? They get monies for their wives. They get monies for all the nasty decisions they take on our behalf, which actually is not on our behalf, but on their own behalf. Yet they lampoon us every now and then into thinking that they are for us. My brother, my sister, the past weeks has been one trouble after the other. When you have a president whose favorite pastime is sleeping, people will do anything at all. The Dagombes have a saying that I love. They said the king is not in town, so do whatever you want. The chief is not in town, so anybody should do whatever they please. That is what is happening in Ghana right now. Your president is here, yet is not here because he's in his bedroom sleeping. If he is not in the bedroom sleeping, then he's in the sky taking his bath. Education minister comes and says, hey, contract, we gave that to one Onassis who is a party foot soldier. At the end of the day, he couldn't supply. Where was the money they gave him? Oh, BNI is chasing him. They will arrest him, national security. He was questioned. We had no right to know the findings of the BNI or the so-called national security. All we heard after some probing was that, oh, we've cancelled the contract. That's not enough. What did you find criminal about Onassis? You gave him a contract to supply mathematical sets. He took the money, he failed. What did you do? You canceled the contract. What was next? What did you find out about him? What is his background like? Did you check his background, or you only looked at his party card and gave him those contracts? After encouraging local criminality, they now metamorphose into international criminality, where they went around looking for UAE criminals to help them get Sputnik V. And health minister did it without recourse to parliament. As I keep saying, when a man makes a mistake and genuinely says that, listen, I made a mistake, I erred. These were the reasons. It behoves that we would sit back and decide what we want to do. He erred. What do we do next? Do we still need his services or not? We have to be able to do that. Any which way, my brother, my sister, I leave this, but remember, more judgment deaths are coming. Ghanaian businesses are being collapsed night and day. Men's Gold was collapsed, and they slapped criminality on Men's Gold. Men's Gold that was thriving so good. My brother, my sister, they collapsed it. Ghanaian company. Induom came, hey, collapsed Induom one time. DKM, they collapsed it and slapped criminality on it. My brother, my sister, the list goes on and on and on and on. They collapsed the banks. Now they are paying judgment debt. What happened to Sedu Abongo's bank? Is it Heritage Bank? What happened to that bank? Also closed down. Very soon, another judgment debt. And remember, the judgment debt is from our tax money. I leave it. I don't want to prolong it. To God be the glory. I say congratulations to Indom. You have suffered so much insults. You have suffered so much for all these things that happened. My brother, my sister, if you have a lousy president, you will never have peace. Every day, you would have to pay for voting a lousy president into power. And we will not stop saying it. It doesn't matter how many party foot soldiers they have and how many blackmailing MPs they have around who say nothing but blackmail. We will continue to talk. I leave it here. Now there is something happening in Kumasi, and this is also taken from my Joy Online. And this was published today, the 20th of July 2021 at 10:31 a.m. It says Kumasi Girls High School students allegedly assaulted by joint police military during riots. I read. Some students of the Kumasi Girls High School have been allegedly assaulted by joint police and military team deployed to the school to restore calm during riots. This comes after the students were said to have gone on a rampage on Monday evening after being denied midterm break. The Ghana Education Service GES had earlier released a statement ordering school authorities to take the action as part of measures to halt the spread of COVID-19. Love News investigations revealed that the students destroyed the property of the school. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, why is it that a lot of the time we refuse to think? When we are angry, we destroy what belongs to us. Why? I can't understand. Somebody gets angry, he lifts his TV and crashes it. People are demonstrating and they go about looting, burning buildings that belong to the state, buildings that belong to you and to me. At the end of the day, we have to come back, pay tax to restore all these things because of our foolishness. My brother, my sister, why can't we have a demonstration without distraction? Look what is happening in South Africa. Over 100 South Africans have been gunned down in broad daylight, all because they were demonstrating, and the demonstration became rioting. Now the sad thing is that they were trying to protect the integrity in courts of a president who was so lousy and corrupt. And I'm talking about Zuma. What did Zuma do for South Africa? But because of some tribal bigots, they would continue to fight and kill each other to protect the thieves and the criminals. Today, let another government come in and say, listen, we are going to put Nana Addo in jail. My brother, all Chebi people, including ghosts, will come out of their graves to demonstrate and burn the same things that our taxpayers' money has been used to build. My brother, let another government come into power and say, hey, we found out that Mahama was corrupt and the courts have said he should go to jail. All Gonja people right there in the Gonja state, including ghosts, will all come out of their graves and fight and burn and kill each other, protecting the same thieves, my brother, my sister, who have pushed us into the dragon's den and burn and destroy things. Right after that, they say rebuilding. So it becomes a routine activity of foolishness and tomfoolery. Why can't human beings have common sense? No, look, anybody who cannot control his emotions is an animal. And when I say animal, I mean a low-class animal, the goat and the sheep. Now, when you read a bit of philosophy, it tells you that animals are those that cannot control their emotions, but human beings have the tenacity, the power, the energy to control their emotions. My brother, you are walking in the marketplace. You see a beautiful girl, so well shaped. Your libido rises. Do you strip her naked and have sex with her right in the market? You control your emotions. Animals cannot do that. You know what the animal does? Straight away, whether people are watching or not, whether their fathers and mothers are there or not, once the emotions come, they must deactivate that emotion by taking part in the activity that they don't care whether people are watching or not. So when we reduce ourselves to low-class animals, we will behave like the goats and the sheep. You claim that you don't have street lights. You claim that, oh, you don't have water. All these things are provided. Then there's a demonstration. You destroy the same things that you celebrated when you wanted them. Kumasi girls. Yes, Kumasi Girls High School. Girls went around destroying school property. School that educated their grandmothers and greatest grandmothers. They went around destroying school property. A school that belongs to the government of Ghana, all because they were not allowed to go home. Jesus Christ. You see the level of thinking? You see the level? Our demonstration is always rioting. And now the police went in and we are told that they allegedly assaulted some people. What would you do if people are destroying things? Do you sit down and hold them, or what do you do? If it means using minimal force to keep them away, why not? I do not support any riot in any form. My brother, my sister, if we are demonstrating, let us demonstrate. Let us make all the noise and let the people know the things you are destroying do not belong to Nanado. The things you are destroying do not belong to Mahama. The things you are destroying do not belong to anybody who is an individual, but to all of us and the state. So when you destroy a street light, you are destroying my money, destroying her money, everybody's money. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, we still have a lot of things to deal with, and this is quite sensitive. I needed to come along, and it's interesting, very sensitive. My God have mercy. This is interesting. I'm reading this from City Newsroom, and it says, jobless and hungry youth merely seeking army jobs, dangerous. And this is attributed to Nunu Mensah. Listen up. It says, a former chief of defense staff, Brigadier General Joseph Nunu Mensah, has attributed the massive number of Ghanaian youth turning out for army recruitment to the high unemployment rate in the country. He believes this could have dangerous implications for the quality of personnel in the army. There are no jobs for the youth. So whatever job is available, they are going for it not because they want to serve the nation in that capacity, but because they are jobless and hungry. That is a very dangerous thing, because when you do that, you don't get quality people to serve the nation in either the police or the military, Nunu Mensah stated. So what happened? Why did he say that? On Monday, thousands of Ghanaians thronged the El Wak Sports Stadium in Accra to participate in a documentation and medical screening process for recruitment into the Ghana Armed Forces. And this has been the trend for some years now from City Newsroom. Listen to this. Nunu Mensah, he said nothing but the truth. But the truth. Listen, this has been the trend for so many years, and everybody knows that. I can gladly say, plus or minus, over 90% of the people who go for army and police recruitments are only going there because there are no jobs. Out of this 90%, trust me, my brother, my sister, a huge chunk is made up of party foot soldiers, especially Nana Akufo-Addo's government. There are no jobs. One district, one factory is a farce. It's a fleeting illusion. So what do? They force unqualified people into the army force unqualified people into national security. It's not everybody with muscles who is qualified to be a soldier. It's not everybody with muscles who is qualified to be a police person. It's not everybody with muscles who is qualified to work at the national security. But not in Nana Akufo-Addo's government. Party foot soldiers are recruited as national security personnel. Unshaven national security personnel who have not been taught properly how to handle the gun. And they go to events and they are shooting like in Hollywood movies. And when they are asked, they tell you that, we actually had a 2-hour training on how to do this and how to do that. Something that takes people years to learn. 2 hours. My brother, my sister, Nunu Mensah has touched a very, very raw nerve. All these hungry boys and girls who are joining the army and the police, they will vent their hunger and anger on you. Listen, a lot of these countries that became so bloody, soldiers shooting and killing civilians on the street, a lot of those soldiers got their way into the army through the same things we are using in Ghana right now. Party food soldiering. Unemployment. So they go in there because of the food. So anybody who gives them food is the person they give allegiance to. This is deep. This is deep. Some people would not understand this until they eat salah meat tonight. Listen. He who feeds you controls you. Now a dictator government is so interested, my brother, my sister, in employing some of these hungry folks so that they can be puppeted. Go and kill, then they go, go and slaughter, they are moving all over the place, killing the same people whose tax money has been used to train and feed them. We have said this time and again. Look at the quality of the British police. Quality both in the pocket and in the brain. Compare that to some of our police in this country. Why is it that the quality of the police deteriorates every year? When my grandfather was a policeman, there was integrity. You dare not bribe a policeman. When my grandfather was a policeman, my brother, my sister, there was quality and there was dignity within the police. Today, no. It's all about bribe. In fact, wherever I go, Ghana police salutes me. Every policeman in Ghana, it doesn't matter where they are, any part of Ghana, when I appear, they salute me and show me respect. My brother, my sister, but the big question is, are they getting the right reward for what they are doing? Have they been trained properly, both mentally, physically, psychologically? No. A lot of them go in there on the wrong premise. They are there to make money. It's business. How many policemen are in the police all because of business? They are hungry. They have to eat. Let me show you something. Carry Ghana police to America on a training for 1 week. If 5% of Ghana police returns to Ghana, call me a liar. On arrival, 99% will flee. It's business. Make Ghana police more qualitative, more attractive. Search the backgrounds of the police before you recruit them. Search the background of the soldier before you recruit him. Or else, we are sowing seeds that are made up of the wind. And those wind seeds would only give us whirlwinds during the harvest. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, many more things we have to discuss. And we have to look at this. I'm still reading this from City Newsroom. It says, 16-year-old boy hit by stray bullet at Abuabu, confirmed dead. Stray bullet, oh. This one was published today, the 20th of July, 2021. And it says, a young boy who was rushed to the Manshia government hospital after he was hit by a stray bullet at the Abuabu number 2 in the Asokori Mampong municipality of the Ashanti region has been confirmed dead. The 16-year-old, who has been identified as Abdul Ghaffar Kasim, was confirmed dead at the Manshia government hospital. One other person who sustained gunshot wounds is also on admission at the same hospital. City News' Hafiz Tijani reported that the family of the boy who had gathered at the hospital for his remains were devastated by his sudden death. We just saw the dead body when we came here. We do not want our dead body, to waste time in the mortuary. That is why we are here. The uncle of the deceased, Suleimana Umar, confirmed his nephew's death to City News. Now what happened? The deceased was hit by a stray bullet after a group of gun-wielding youth in the area brandished their weapons and fired celebratory shots as part of the Eid al-Adha festivities. The incident happened shortly after Eid prayers on Tuesday, July 20, 2021. Today. Hear this, oh. People have met to celebrate Eid. And they are firing shots. Pam! 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 Are those guns licensed? What kind of celebration is this that demands that you fire live ammunition? Were they trained on how to handle their guns and firearms? Now, people have sustained gunshot wounds. Right now, it looks like every youth in Ghana has a gun. I send my sympathy to the family that lost these great people. May their bodies and souls rest in perfect peace. My brother, it's not easy that on the day of the Eid, people die. We just saw what happened in Ejura, and this is a follow-up. Unfortunately, it tells us that the youth are all getting guns. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, I'm reading this from Peace FM Online, and this is interesting. It says, don't abuse our atmosphere of free speech. And this is attributed to Nana Akufo-Addo. Nana Akufo-Addo cautions nation. I read. President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has made a passionate appeal to journalists, political commentators, and the Ghanaian population at large not to abuse the prevailing atmosphere of free speech in the country, as any such mishandling could lead to a negative impact on the territorial integrity of the nation. I'll leave it here. Mr. President says there is freedom of speech, but we should not abuse that. What is abuse of freedom of speech? When you know that you have the right to speak, and even when you have nothing to say, you still go ahead and say. That is abuse. It looks like we have that problem in this country. Especially those who sit behind their phones and their screens. Cowards can just say anything, yet when they meet you one-on-one, they shiver and melt. My brother, my sister, it's not all about the talking. After talking, what do you do next? Oh, the country is dirty. Back, 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 back. What have you done in your own interest, in your own capacity to deal with this apart from talking? Do you organize the youth? Do you even go out yourself to pick one piece of paper on the road? Do you yourself make sure that when you sit in the trotro, you don't throw things around? Do you make sure that when you are walking and you see something, some rubbish somewhere that you could easily pick around? Do you do it or not? Or you say it is not your job? Attitude. Attitude. Let's deal with the attitude. I agree with what Mr. President is saying. But most of the time, when Mr. President speaks like this, he has some political underpinnings and he injects these things with political undertones. Is it a way to silence the people? Is it a way to introduce that culture of silence that Sam Jordan was talking about a few days ago? I want to believe that genuinely Ghanaians talk more than they act. It is only cowards who talk more than they act. When you see two people who are fighting and one is talking too much, I'll beat you, I'll head you, I'll kick you here, I will make sure that I break your neck, your mother will not even recognize you, back, 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 back. They are the cowards. One small slap and they run like the hare. One small slap, they are running like the rabbit. Talkatives, my brother, my sister, are cowards. If you don't want to be called a coward, when you talk a little, act more. Actions speak louder than words. Need I say more? I leave it here. My brother, my sister, we still have a lot of things to discuss. And I'm so interested in this. Jesus have mercy. Still reading this from Peace FM Online. And it says, police, okay, fix the country demo. I like that. It said the Ghana Police Service has finally cleared campaigners of the Fix the Country movement to go ahead with their protest on Wednesday, August 4, 2021. It follows a successful meeting held on Monday, July 19, 2021 between the police administration and the conveners. I'll leave it here. Now, people can go out and demonstrate. My brother, my sister, hey, it is time for people to pour their hearts out. When the demonstration comes, go out in your numbers. Don't sit back and say other people would go, it will be okay. No. Go and add up to the numbers. That is how we all can be involved. Don't be a fence sitter. Be involved. Don't sit on the fence. Don't stand on the periphery. Be involved. Don't be a circumferential human being. You only deal with the circumference. Get into the box and check out the content. We have too many fence sitters in Ghana. They believe that, oh, other people will do it, so it's okay. No, you are not being smart. When you go to America, you go to England and all those places, you see old men and women in wheelchairs who are on the road demonstrating with able-bodied, fit men and women. I was in America, and when I arrived at the airport, there was a demonstration against Trump. This was the time that I did the Dumb Trump song. And I saw a 102-year-old woman sitting on a wheelchair holding a placard. Trump is a racist. My brother, my sister, 102-year-old woman demonstrating in Ghana. My brother, the oldest person you would see demonstrating when some of these demonstrations come up will not be more than 60 years. The rest are too old to die. Listen, oh, This is a paradox. Yes, a paradox. Check it out. It's a paradoxical statement that you need to think about. People 60 and above are too old to demonstrate in Ghana because they are too old to die. They leave it for the young men and women, 16 and 17. Oh, they are those who can freely die. They are those who have the energy to die. 60 and above, no, they are too old to die. If they must die, it must not be a bullet that kills them. They should die peacefully on their beds, quietly. They have done enough. How would the nation change? My brother, go out in every demonstration in Ghana and check out the age of the oldest person there. He will not be more than 60. 12-year-olds are out demonstrating. Your grandsons and granddaughters are demonstrating. You are only 60. You are too old to die. No. How would the nation change? How would the nation change? Your president is 77 years and he's the one controlling the whole country. You are 60 years and you are too old to go out and demonstrate. When it's time, let's all go out, join and demonstrate. When you go to America and the other places, some people even take the day off from their jobs, high-paying jobs, in order to demonstrate for a change. We don't seem to believe in that in Ghana. Oh, I'm busy, I'll go to work, so I cannot be there. You go to work, you won't demonstrate. Everything is okay. Oh, but other people will go. Other people will go. To God be the glory. I leave it here. My brother, my sister, I'm looking at one of the last things and I'm done for the day. This one was also published today by the National Communicator, and that's the Daily Graphic online. It says, we will protect environment at all costs. And this is Vice President Bawumia speaking. I read. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has reiterated government's commitment to protect the environment at all costs and ensure its sustainability. We have to acknowledge that Ghana is not made up of only humans, but it is also made up of the soil, mountains, valleys, forests, rivers, lakes, and sea, plants, and animal lives as well. Without them, we humans cannot and will not survive. We must acknowledge that the natural environment has a right to be here, as we humans do. The Vice President stressed in his keynote address that the Northern Belt Consultative Dialogue on Small-Scale Mining and Deforestation in Tamale yesterday. Vice President says, we must understand that we must have a certain kind of harmony with nature. That we have animals, we have the mountains, we have the water bodies, and we have all that. The world is, or the country is not made up of only human beings. There are animals as well. Interesting. Interesting. I like that. I like that. So you acknowledge the importance of animals. You are a Muslim. When Salah comes, look how animals are maltreated all over. Yesterday I was on the street and I saw a cow that was tied at the back of a certain truck. The cow was suffocating. His eyes had all the black was gone and there was only white. And I said, Jesus, what is this? They will slaughter it and eat and celebrate and shoot pow, pow, pow in the air like they did in Abu Abu. Do you know what you are eating into your body? Animals are also here with us. So you recognize animal rights. That's why I tell you, the youth, when these guys speak, don't be in a hurry to talk back. Digest that. Regurgitate it, my brother, and read between the lines you realize that these guys are only sloganeering. What they are doing is mere sloganeering and politicking. Vice President says that Ghana is not made up of only human beings. For that matter, the world. We have mountains, we have trees, we have water bodies, and animals, and they all deserve a good environment. So all I'm saying is that you are a Muslim. When Salah comes, go to our slaughterhouses and see how animals are maltreated. They forget that when you maltreat an animal, even the Prophet of Islam himself said it, La tuksur haywan. You know what that means? Do not be cruel to the animal. Hey, those of you who know the hadith. La tuksur haywan. Don't be cruel to the animal. The Prophet of Islam says, when you are slaughtering an animal, be kind to the animal. Never show the animal the knife. Because animals have hearts like you. They have emotions like you. They fear like you. They love like you. When you are slaughtering them, don't bring the knife in front of them, sharpening it, and the animal is watching you and crying, The Prophet of Islam says, sharpen the knife long before the animal comes on the scene. Now the Prophet of Islam says, before you even slaughter the animal, make sure that you give it some cold water to drink, to cool down its heart, cool down the body, and make sure that the knife is so sharp. And make sure again that when you are slaughtering the animal, you go straight and aim at the jugular vein. When you touch the vein, it goes and the animal dies immediately. The Prophet of Islam gave you directions as to how you can take the life of an animal. But Salah comes and is a wanton display of animal cruelty all over Ghana. I don't know about Togo. I don't know about Benin. I don't know about Cote d'Ivoire. I know about Ghana. You tie 4 animals. You bring one in front of the others, slaughter. The others are watching and going, You are slaughtering them as if at the firing squad. Go to the Manyanka, all the slaughterhouses. My brother, they treat animals like, I don't know. They forget that as the animal is being treated cruelly like that, it releases an enzyme known as the bile. I have said this time and again, and it poisons the meat. Once you eat that meat, that is the way the animal fights you for disrespecting it. That enzyme known as the bile, that the Gombes call it bunsom. You know what it does? It multiplies the cholesterol inside you. And it makes you become obese. And it attacks your heart. So you die like the animal died. Some people won't understand this. It's too technical for them. This simple equation. Yesterday when I saw that animal, the cow that was tied behind that thing, and I told the driver, oh, driver, the animal, you go kill him. So, this animal, they know they die. This animal, you follow me, see. I reach now, I go stand up, he go make strong. Oh, you know they die. Hey, animal know they die. Your Muslim vice president is telling you that animals have rights. He sees all these things. All they are interested in is in building mortuaries so you can bury Muslims quickly. Oh yes, you make Muslims poor, the chief imam's office has become almost nothing. Only Pentecost church and Catholic church and the rest are donating. Muslims, they are waiting for Salah before they take some small goat, some small rice, and they do this. Pray for me, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, and then they go home because they've given chief imam small goat. God is punishing all of you one after the other. You don't respect the office of the chief imam. You don't even respect your faith. If Prophet Muhammad came today, a lot of you go to hell. You are wicked. Environments are dirty. Yet he tells you that cleanliness is next to godliness. The Prophet told you that if he had his own way, he would let every Muslim take a bath before he goes to pray. Munjari 5 times a day. That's what the Prophet said. If he had his own way, you will see one Muslim in the Zongo, 3 days he has him bath and there's water. The more you smell, the holier. What teaching is that? Who taught you that? Aden, your environments are so stinky, like the devil himself is living there. Yet there are strong men and women who can jump into the gutters and clean all those gutters. No, you are reserving your strength to go and fight for honorable during the election. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? All of you want to go and live in East Legon when you can make Nima East Legon. All of you want to go and live in cantonments when you can make Sukura cantonments. No, the strength that you will use to empower yourself, no, you are going to fight for honorable. Seize ballot boxes, slap your own people left, right, and center, and compete with juju over each other, all because of honorable during the elections. Think about it, brethren. I leave it here. I'm getting extra emotional. And when it comes to Zongo issues, my brother, I leave it here. Kwekuba Kun says, Canada, Japan is so empty. And that all that he says is crude nonsense. I'll comment on this another time. Yesterday I spoke too much about this. Our Greek minister says, planting for jobs is in the ICU. And that they provided cement, I beg your pardon, fertilizer to farmers at subsidized cost. And he realized that in the north, they carry a lot of the fertilizers on donkeys. They can just remote control the donkeys. Nobody's riding them. And the donkeys would move all the way from Ghana, all the way into Burkina Faso and some other places and deliver the fertilizer without any rider and ride back empty to Ghana to their owners. Hallelujah! 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 Hey! Magic, juju! Listen, a Greek minister is saying that a few months ago when he said that the planting for jobs was an extreme success where Ghanaians now can eat 6 times a day has become a fleeting illusion. It's become a farce. It's become a mirage. A Greek minister says in the north that he's been there. He sees donkeys carrying subsidized fertilizers from Ghana all the way into Burkina Faso and other places to supply to Burkina base and take money and return without any rider on them. And when he meets those donkeys, he's unable to question the donkeys. Ridiculous comedians. All these comedians, including the president, must go to the circus. That's where they belong. Let them go there and tell their jokes there. Let them put a carrot on their noses. My brother, my sister, in the circuses. That's where they belong. Look at this old arrogant guy. Huh? Who recently told us that plantain is only 2 pesos. Or is it 1 peso? Today, a bunch of plantains is 200 Ghana cedis. The joker of an Greek minister said it's 4 cedis. And this just a few months back, 4 months back. Today he says he has failed. Donkeys are now smuggling fertilizer meant for Ghana to Burkina Faso. It reminds me of when the guinea fowls flew all the way to Burkina Faso. Anything that is comic is about Ghana and Burkina Faso. God will punish these people one after the other. They have derailed us with their old sleepiness. To God be the glory. I've run out of time. I wanted to talk more about this. You see? To God be the glory. My name Blakk Rasta.
Boy, Black American. Up, the mighty race.
Blakk Rasta.
Silent, take your right. My teeth, make we lock them up. Tie them up and bring them out the street. Make we box them up. Find them in a corruption, make police and soldier.